Here's working through collaboration in Microsoft 365. So I'm going to start by signing in to my Microsoft 365 environment. Now, something to keep in mind as you're collaborating is that making the files, it's best to do that where you want the file to exist. For instance, if I'm collaborating with my grade level team on a science PowerPoint, I could start in Teams in my 4th grade channel, go into Science, go into my Matter folder, which is where I want to make the resource, hit New, and create my PowerPoint. Say for the first lesson. Now everybody on my 4th grade team would be able to come into this PowerPoint and work on it with me. Not only can they work on it with me, but we can each make a copy of this PowerPoint for ourselves and pull it into our own OneDrive. We would want to do this so that we could make changes that are specific to our own classes if we weren't going to use the same for every classroom. If I did want to make something that is just for me, I would create that in my own personal OneDrive. And again, I would start where I want that document to live over time. So if I go into my OneDrive and into the folder where I want that to live, perhaps I have a beginning of the year folder, I'm working on my back to school night PowerPoint, I can go in there and make my edits. Or go in there and start a new PowerPoint if I'm at a new building or a new grade level. So in this example, I'll hit New, make that PowerPoint presentation for myself for my back to school night. What's really nice with having these documents online is being able to use version history. I know previously I would have a back to school night presentation for 2009, 2010 and keep having those various copies. But now, because of version history, I can work in my one back to school night presentation, and if I need to get back to a previous year's, I can do that very quickly. Now that my PowerPoint is ready to work in, I'm going to start by renaming it what it is. And you can see that because I've saved this already in my OneDrive, autosave is on, it already saved it. And right here, I can already start to look at my version history. So of course this is a new document, so there isn't going to be much there, but I could click on this version history and be able to go back to every previous version that exists of this document. So if I come in and just make a few changes, just add some slides. And change the design here just to generate enough changes to be able to have some version history. So now you can see these different versions, and if I click on them, the previous version will come up so I can see what it looked like previously. And if I want to get that version back, I can just save a copy of it, and now I have that old version should I need it. If I just need to reference it, I can look at it here in my version history. And that version history is across Microsoft products from PowerPoint, Word, Excel. I can always get that previous version back. So I don't necessarily need to save copies with the next year's date, because if I need to go back, I can always do that. So now I'm done with my baseline PowerPoint, and now I want to share it with folks. Again, for that collaboration, either as a view or I want them to be able to edit. The default is that people can view, and that is set to specific people. And this is to help the accidental sharing with everyone. The other options are, people with existing access, which you would rarely use, anyone within CentralBucks or anyone with the link. Be very cautious of the anyone with the link selection, because once that is chosen, not only is anyone with a link be able to access, but it can also show up in Microsoft 365 searches based on keyword. So if you did use that link to share a curriculum document, for example, and then someone within our environment searched curriculum, your document may come up. If I want to allow editing, I need to select this box, and I can block folks from downloading the document should I choose. This is a good option if you wanted to share a view link with parents. So if you wanted to do anyone with a link with a view, you can block download so they can't download a copy and then make changes to it. Right, so from there, specific people, I can write those folks in, give that message, and send. If I wanted to do where there isn't a link, I can hit the copy link button and send it to them that way as well. So say a colleague shares a document with me and I want to save it to make changes for my own class, which would be different than what my colleague is doing. I can go to File, hit Save As I would in the past, and save a copy online to then save that to my own OneDrive, wherever I would want to save that. And you'll see that the places available online are not only my own OneDrive, but also places I have used previously within Teams. And that is a brief description of collaboration within Microsoft 365.